Her name is Erica Dreisbach.
That's Eric? Yeah, Eric, everybody.
It's pretty rare that someone says my name correctly over a public address system who's not me. That's a special thrill. So I'm just gonna rant. I'm sick of hearing people talk about millennials like there's some special breed of shallow young people. Guess what? All young people are shallow across time, across culture. It's just a function of what young people are like. But I do believe that a previous generation of young people, aka the baby boomers, aka the products of the greatest generations, coast to coast fuck fest, I believe that they have fucked us over in a very specific and irrevocable way. First of all, when they talk about how millennials are shallow, how they live with their parents, how they have cell phones that their parents pay for. This is all boiling down to money. And we don't have visible bread lines in this country right now, and we don't have a visible way to see. But this is the worst economy in 100 years. So the reason why you're living with your parents is because this is the worst, most fucked up economy. And we're also living in a situation where shallow young people in their dorm rooms might code a way to send dick pics to each other, and it's very clever, and they instantly become paper billionaires. So there's this feeling that instant wealth is possible, or people who are on reality TV, people just like you and me, they become instant millionaires. So there's this idea that you can just walk into wealth somehow, and we are living in a situation where the platforms are fractured, and yes, there is this potential to possibly walk into millions of dollars, but we don't look at what happens if you didn't happen to be one of those very lucky people and how hard it is just to live. Guess what? If minimum wage from the 1970s were adjusted for cost of living, today it would be $14 fucking dollars. Minimum wage. And people talk about a $10 minimum wage and they lose their fucking minds. When if it was just what it was in the 70s, it would be $14.41. In 1977, my mom went to college for $5,000 a year. She graduated without debt. Do you know why college is so expensive in this country right now? Because of college administrators. And I read that and I don't even know what a college administrator fucking does. I don't. I assume that it's the people who write you emails like intramural volleyball is going to start at 8 a.m. this week, sign-ups are in the dining hall. I assume that it's that. Or like when you have your paper and like you need to fill out a paper and get a money order in order to get your transcript, and you go to a desk somewhere and then there's a person on the other side of the desk and they say thank you and they take your money. I assume that's also an administrator. It's a bureaucrat. So we've increased the number of bureaucrats. By we, who's we? The baby boomers. The motherfucking baby boomers. They've increased the number of bureaucrats, and now you graduate from college with $80,000 of debt, and there's no jobs because of the fucked up economy, so you go move back home, and then you open the New York Times, and there's another thought piece about how millennials suck. No way. No way, I'm not buying it, and I'm not buying it when people born after 1990 identify as another selfish, fucked up millennial. No, all young people are selfish and fucked up, but the baby boomers. Let's talk about the baby boomers. Let's talk about the people who elected George W. Bush twice. They elected him twice because it was so fun the first time. They elected Reagan, who specifically created an economic program of benefiting the rich and shitting on poor people. That's what trickle-down economics means. It's the shit that you feel trickling down your face while rich people shit on you. Greed is good. That was Reagan. Then they elected Clinton, who did some fucked up stuff too, but he put 26 billion acres of land into public trust, so when there's green spaces in a generation from now, you can thank Bill Clinton for that. And he did keep us mostly out of open combat, that's nice. But then the baby boomers got really sensitive because Bill Clinton reminded them how alienated they were from their own sexualities and also how they were cheating on their wives. And so In reaction, they are like George W. fucking Bush, who proceeded to destroy the planet, destroy the economy. And now, we, the people in this room, here at Lilly's bar right now, we are among the last people who will ever order fresh sushi because the oceans are dying. And it's very uncomfortable to talk about, but the planet is dying. The bees are dying. The plants are dying. Yeah, I know, right? You have to laugh. Because we are so fucked. Right now there's promising technology to turn human sewage into a meat substitute. It comes from Japan. This won't surprise you. It comes from Japan. And like I get excited reading about poop burgers because that's what we're going to be eating. My next rant is about vegans. I've been hearing a lot of comedian types make jokes about vegans. And the joke always goes the same way, something along the lines of, what do they even eat? Grass and leaves? And I feel like, make your fucking joke now, comedian, because in about 15 years we're all going to be vegan or eating poop burgers. That's all that's going to be left. Here's my closer. This morning, my boyfriend was talking to me about being in the car, and they wanted to figure out what was the size of the planet Earth. And this was back in the car. This was a memory of how they were just debating. They didn't have phone access. They were just kind of talking it out, like, well, what is the size of planet Earth? And at the kitchen table this morning, he said, well, I want to play. So I thought, well, the US is about 4 time zones, and it's about 3,000 miles wide, so let's just kind of round up, say 1,000 miles per time zone, so that's 24,000 miles of circumference, and 2 pi r is circumference, so 2 pi, that's about 6, so 24,000 divided by 6. So I say, all right, my guess, radius of the planet, 4,000 miles. And my boyfriend is saying, oh, well, okay, well, that's a guess, what's that even based on? We look it up. Guess what the radius of Earth is? Guess. It's 3,959 miles. I was 41 miles off. I was 1% off. And thank you for applauding, because all day long I have been telling my friends about this, and my female friends have been super psyched. They've been like, fuck yes, that's amazing. And not one of my male friends has been impressed. Not even one. They're like, that's a cool guess. Like as if I told them, like, I found a monkey who typed out the works of Shakespeare. It's like, well, it was just a guess. It was very lucky, just 1% off. And that got me upset. Thank you.
Erica Dreisbach, everybody. All right. I learned a lot just now.